Hello and welcome back to my channel. I want to say a massive thank you to all of the TikTok channels and just everyone really on Instagram and TikTok that have been clipping my videos and sharing them. Guys, I see all of your stories watching me on YouTube. If you're listening to this podcast episode on Spotify or watching it on YouTube, share it on your story and I'll reshare it. Thank you so much for all of the edits on TikTok. I mean, I just can't believe how viral they've been going. Like, it's so crazy, guys. I've been filming pep talks for almost 3 years now, and it was always something that I would get like made fun of, like, oh, it's cringe, like, why are you posting that? But I love doing it, and I feel like it just gives me a purpose and it makes me feel happy, and I know that it makes you guys happy too. So it just means so much to see all of the edits and all of the posts. I'm so thankful for you guys, and I'm so excited to get into today's video. Before we get into today's video, I want to say a massive thank you to our sponsor. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives. They've got a wide variety of topics, ranging from illustration, graphic design, photography, music, marketing, productivity. There's so much on the website for everybody. Basically, Skillshare is designed by creatives for creatives. So Skillshare classes are taught by industry experts, excited to share their tools, techniques, and professional journeys with members. They've got a learn by doing approach where you can create and share a project after you've finished a class, and you'll get feedback from the community. So I find this super helpful. I'm very much a learn by doing type of person. They've got thousands of creative classes in countless categories, and these classes range from beginner to advanced. So you can take something from just being your hobby to something that you're genuinely a pro at. So here's an example. I obviously had to learn how to edit for YouTube, and it went from being something that I dabbled in to now something that actually generates an income for me, which is obviously amazing. I took to Skillshare and I loved this class. It's called YouTube Success, Script, Shoot, and Edit. And that was genuinely so helpful because I didn't know the first thing about editing, honestly. A class that I really want to get into is this class called Grow Your First Online Business with Marketing Fundamentals. So there's a lot on there for people that are getting into business, creating their own business, or like I said, anything creative at all. I love that you can do this when you're on the go. It doesn't matter how busy you are, you can always find time to hop onto Skillshare on your laptop or on your phone. So the first 500 people to use my link in the description of today's video will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So go ahead and check everything in my description, and you can get started today and you can become a pro at anything that you want, whether that's YouTube or music or starting your own business. I absolutely love what Skillshare stands for. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into it. For my audio listeners on Spotify, this is a solo episode today. I hope the audio is okay. Oh, I just need to fluff my hair. I want my hair to look all big and, you know, juicy. Anyway, I love filming these videos for you guys, and thank you so much for all of the love is pretty much what I wanted to say. All right, let's get into today's video, guys. It's okay to break up with someone for a better you. I heard that some of you are struggling to realize that you have a bigger life purpose than this one person. And I know you're struggling to see outside of that because as human beings, we are very emotional and we tend to lead with our emotion. And my whole channel is about leading with your mind, like be rational, be serious, you know what I mean? And trust your gut. It's not always good to follow your emotion. I'm a very emotional person, guys, okay? So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you guys are doing it all wrong. No. But this video is for those people that might be in a relationship and they're not really growing and they know it deep down. You know what I mean? Or maybe you just got out of something, like I said, and you're struggling to see the light at the end of that tunnel. On a superficial level, we crave relationships because we don't want to be alone. We want comfort. But there is a much deeper level that we might not even be consciously aware of. All right, so this is all gonna tie in and make sense. I find it incredibly hard to make friends in my position. I don't have that many friends. I'm very picky with who I choose to let into my life. And I know that people say that. People always say that. They're like, oh, I'm so picky. I protect my peace. It's like, is your peace protected by your boyfriend that's being a bum and not doing anything and making you sit around pacing back and forth, second guessing yourself? No, I know I just clocked you so hard. I do not let people have access to me. I'm just so picky, and all of these amazing things that have been happening in my life, I think are a result of me being super picky with who I decide to hang out with. I like to be inspired by my friends. And listen, I have friends that have normal jobs, they work corporate jobs or whatever, but they're just like amazing people that make me feel excited about life. That is what's important in a partner, in a friend. And this is going to be a really hard pill to swallow. Okay, are you ready? Let's take a deep breath together first, because this is going to be a really hard pill. But just because somebody is not abusing you physically or mentally, just because somebody is not a horrible person, does not mean that they are worthy of being next to you in bed and in your life every single day. Being nice is not enough. Okay, it's actually the bare minimum for somebody to be nice and to treat you nice. And listen, don't twist my words. I'm not sitting here being like, if you're not dating someone that's paying for absolutely everything, dump them. If you're not friends with someone that's a celebrity and a billionaire, stop being friends with them. No, I'm saying there is a massive difference between just your average like nice person, which by the way, bare minimum, and your person that inspires you, somebody that stands out and you feel like, I'm so thankful that this person is in my life, that I know them, that I'm dating them, that I'm friends with them. They make me feel excited for this life. You are going to feel so much lonelier dating someone or being friends with someone or people that kind of aren't happy in their own lives, because they're just going to give you that energy. We're like sponges. We absorb the energy of who's around us, right? And I found in my personal experience, dating somebody that is not spiritual at all and doesn't have a good positive outlook on life, and when something bad happens to them, they just have a bitch and a moan about it, that kind of rubs off on me, and then I start to feel that way too about life. Guys, I have come to learn recently that in a lot of my past relationships or friendships, I actually shut down the continually blossoming spiritual side of myself and the side of myself that wanted to like be a big YouTuber or all these things, because I felt judged by those people. Maybe they didn't say it outright, but I could feel that they weren't really ambitious and they didn't really believe in anything, nothing special. Like their life was just very average, do you know what I mean? And the way that they thought was just very like normal and average. And so I would almost like dumb myself down, and I wouldn't talk about like manifesting or spirituality or how I want to be a big YouTuber one day or whatever. I wouldn't talk about any of those things. It just wasn't who they were. So I actually found it easier to adjust by like hiding those parts of myself that were really creative or spiritual or spontaneous, whatever. All the things that I love about myself now. I look back at past relationships and I'm like, what did I see in that person? Beyond like sitting around cuddling and just laying together, watching TV. I don't know. That's why there's like a honeymoon stage, right? Because eventually, what are you guys doing together? Because we're gonna die one day. And I know it sounds dramatic, but I look back and I realize like that's not really their fault. It's more my fault, because I knew in my gut, this person doesn't really align with the things that I'm interested in. We don't see life the same. And just because they're nice to me and we bake cookies together and we sit around watching Netflix does not mean that they are a suitable life partner to take me towards the highest version of myself, or at least help me, because no one's going to do that for you. You're going to do that for yourself. But it does help when you feel like you are spending your time with someone that is aligned with the way that you think about your life and your future. You flourish so much on your own when you're able to focus on what you want spiritually, physically, mentally, anything. You just focus better when you're by yourself. So my number one piece of advice for anybody ending a situationship, a relationship, whatever, oh my God, like the growth you're about to go through when you are by yourself, it is an incredible opportunity for you to become the best and highest version of yourself. Okay, the same way that I sit around thinking, I'm not stressed if I have 2 friends right now, because there are so many cities and countries in the world for me to explore. There are so many people. When our time comes and we are in the same path, I know that there are so many friends out there for me. I also feel the same way about relationships. I know that people always say, oh, it's just, there's not many good guys out there. There's not many good people, whatever. I don't even say those things. I don't believe in it, because if I say it, I'll manifest it. I believe there are so many people out there that would be incredible partners and that would be amazing. missing. And do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't feel I'm lacking in the friendship department or the relationship department. I'm just picky with who I want around. I don't panic or stress, and I sure as shit would never stay with somebody because I'm afraid that there's no one else out there. Why are you, do you know what I mean? Like, we need to fix that. If you're thinking that way, we need to change that, because I don't feel that way about friends, and I don't feel that way about partners. And listen guys, I want to quickly address something. People always say on my Instagram, on my TikTok, whatever, are you still with Louis? Like, what's going on with you and Louis? This is my social media, this is my channel, this is my happy place where I'm on here to like document my life with you guys. My relationship is not my life, but I'm still in a relationship, and I live with Louis, and we have an amazing, beautiful relationship. It's not my life though. I have a video coming out with both of us guys, which I think you guys will love. It's like a podcast episode, and it goes for a while. So all your questions will be answered there. But like, my relationship is not my life. And I always think to myself, that's so funny. Why do people message me saying this? I'm giving you advice on how to be alone. Why are you asking me, are you still in a relationship? I am. I'm just a strong individual that has more of a purpose than my relationship. Anyway, going back to what I was saying before, I feel like I hid all of the creative parts of myself because I just knew that didn't really align with the partners and the friends that I had in my life previously, right? Fast forward to now. You know what I've learned? Let me tell you something, okay? Because I'm young, okay? I am young. And whenever I tell someone I'm in a relationship or I meet someone older, whatever, they go, oh my God, you're so young. It's like, what's with that tone? Why do you say you're so young as if it's the end of my life and I can never grow? I personally don't feel that I am missing out on anything being in a relationship, because I actually care so much about my future and my dreams that nothing will ever come in the way of that. I just got back from a trip to the States, and I left my partner for almost 5 weeks. Who does that? Do you know what I mean? When I meet people and I say, oh, I'm in a relationship, and they say, oh, like, you're really young, as if I didn't have any time when I was single to work on myself. You are always going to be working on yourself, but it is crucial after being in a relationship or being attached to somebody where you kind of put them on a pedestal and stopped growing. It is crucial to have that alone time, which I feel like I did have to learn the hard way. These people will never take you where you need to go, because they also have their own priorities and their own purpose. So stop shifting your focus from your future, right? And from the best version of yourself for somebody. If they love you, they will stay, honey, and they will not leave. And they will actually motivate you towards that version of yourself. So I feel like I'm in the best position to give advice about being alone, despite the fact that I've had a few comments. Not that I really give a shit about comments, because the good comments always outweigh the bad ones, but I've had a few ones being like, but it's so easy for her to say all of this. You have no idea where your life is going to take you. So my most important relationship is with myself, right? And my second most important relationship is with my partner. And no, I don't like leaving him for 5-6 weeks straight, but there are things that I have to do for my career and for myself as an individual. He's also going to Japan in November. Guys, we like to travel together too, okay? But it's like, we don't have to go on every single trip together. Like, there are things that I want him to experience by himself, and there are things that I want to experience by myself. Anyway, I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but my point is, you flourish so much on your own. And then you will unlock this part of yourself that even if you get into a relationship after that, after learning that, you will always work on yourself and flourish. Do you know what I mean? Literally, if I was to become single tomorrow, my life would not really change. It's not like I would get out of the relationship and be like, oh my God, there's all this opportunity for me to grow. I am growing. I'm doing everything that I want to do. A non-negotiable for me, and this should be the same for you, is to have somebody around you that aligns with your future beliefs, okay? I feel like my partner is my biggest supporter. And honestly, looking back, I know I didn't feel that way about any of my exes. I just could never date someone that isn't spiritually aligned with me, because I'm such a spiritual person and I have such strong beliefs in certain things that I might meet someone that could be a great friend, or like a friend of a friend or whatever, and we have totally different beliefs. That's fine. I'm not inviting you into my bed though. We're not about to sleep next to each other and be together 24/7, because everything you believe will rub off onto me. And that's just not what I want, you know? And it's not what you should want either. Can you do me a favor? And can you picture all of the amazing things that you will do on your own without this person when you start thinking rationally and you stop believing that there is nobody else out there for you? Think about it. Can you see it? Like, picture it. Can you picture that version of yourself flourishing and learning to be so good on their own? I don't even know who you are and I can see it for you. You know why? Because that's exactly what happened to me. It is an incredible feeling to understand that my relationship with myself is the most important. I take myself out to do things. I prioritize myself the way that I never did in any of my past relationships. Recently, I took myself to Disneyland. When I went to Disneyland with my best friend, I was thinking to myself, I'm making memories. I've literally made memories for myself. You don't have to share all of those memories with somebody else. I have amazing memories with my partner too, but it's like in my head, these are things I want to do for myself and I'm enjoying my life, and having him next to me makes me enjoy it more. But I'm not living my life to please somebody. And I did that in the past and I'm never doing that again. So maybe think about the way that you pleased this person, right? And you were always there for them and did everything for them. Start pouring that into yourself. You are so amazing and capable and you do so much for that person. Why don't you do it for yourself? I don't believe in when people say like, I'm a relationship person. What does that mean? What do you mean you're a relationship person? Everybody wants to be comfortable and to have someone to hug. Like, hello, we're all relationship people. That's what we crave in life, is love. But it is almost impossible to flourish in a relationship if you haven't worked on yourself enough to understand that you are the most important person in your life. And I truly believe you can only ever reach that by being alone and just by focusing on yourself. Not having a roster. You don't need to have a roster of a million guys. I really don't believe in that. Listen, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think it's distracting when you're like so focused on dating. Who cares? I always say this to my friends as well. It is not the end of the world if you haven't slept with someone in 6 months. Okay, there's like this misconception of, oh my God, I haven't. Let's stop saying I haven't. Let's start saying I am so peaceful because I don't have to worry about anybody and I haven't met somebody that's worthy of my time as of right now. So I'm just working on myself. I'm going out with my girls. I'm going out with my guys, whoever you are. I don't care. Girl, guy, they, them. I don't care. I hate it. Like, what is this fear of being alone? What is this fear of not having someone to hug? You have your peace. Life is amazing. Work towards the best version of yourself that will attract somebody that matches you, and you guys can build your empire together. Honestly, I love my relationship and I love my partner so much, and I don't think I would have ever met someone this incredible if I was just being messy, like when I was single, like constantly having a roster, dating people. You wanna know something? When you're in a situationship or you're just casually seeing people, that actually takes up a lot of your time and can block you from meeting your dream person. Marinate on that. When I was in my single era, I remember I would go on dates with like-minded people. Like, I felt like I was tapping into the highest version of me. That's how I feel in my relationship now, and that's how I feel with my friendships now. I have made so many mistakes with people, with exes, with friends. I'll meet someone and I'll think that they are an amazing addition to my life, and then a few weeks later I'll realize, oh, I actually really don't like this person. Do you know what it is? I don't really deep it. That's why my podcast name is It's Not That Deep. I honestly don't deep it. I just sort of move on. I'm like, okay, that person wasn't amazing. I'm not gonna sit around and bitch and moan and cry about how I wasted my time with that person. That is so embarrassing. Seriously, you just move on. It's really not that deep. Like, there are more people for you to meet. Honestly, I don't mean to get all witchy woo, but I wanna say something. Our souls cry out to be in a relationship that nourishes us to flourish, that encourages us to be the best versions of ourselves, to be fully embraced in the true light of who we authentically are, and to be pushed to reach our highest potential. Do you know what I've realized? I feel like relationships are so much more serious than I used to think they were. You just start dating around when you're young and sleeping around with people, and it's like, I don't know. I think I've just had this massive awakening. I hate the word awakening. I hate when spiritual influencers just go, I'm awake, I'm awoke, I'm woke. No, but seriously, I've had this huge awakening where I've realized it's actually not cool to sleep around with so many guys. This is sacred. And to be able to access me as a person should not be so easy. Granted, I have friends that are single and genuinely emotionally unavailable, and they will go and have one night stands or whatever, and they're really good at it, and they can actually do that without feeling a type of way. It's very controversial, and I have a lot of conversations about this. I've come to realize I'm not that kind of person. I would literally rather be celibate for 6 months straight and meet someone that maybe I'm not gonna date, but like at the very least, they make me feel happy. I don't feel used. And I step away from that encounter and I'm like, oh, that person's really nice. Maybe they're buying me things. And I don't know, they just add value into my life, even if I don't want to date them. I can't sleep with someone unless I feel that way, unless I feel like this is of value to me. Otherwise, what is the point? I would literally just rather be alone. I would rather stay by myself. I know I have a mixed audience of all ages, from all different countries. I love you all. Thank you for watching me. But I know I do have some people in there that are younger and in school and everything. And I know it's like cool to just like date around or whatever. I said this before and I'll say it again. It's not enough to be nice. And just because somebody is not an awful, awful person, just because you're not calling the police on them or the cops, whatever you call it, doesn't mean that they're worthy of you keeping them in your life forever. Girl, that's charity work. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? Actually, why are we doing that? Because I did that in the past, okay? There's always time to reflect and do better and learn and grow. I would not have any of this advice if I didn't have life experience dealing with people that treated me so bad. We change as humans, okay? And usually when we change, it's in a positive way. So every time I've changed completely, I feel like I change all the time. Like I used to have blonde hair that now I look back on and I'm like, what was she doing? Sometimes the people that are around us and that we're connected to also change, but in a different way. And then that relationship or friendship kind of hits a ceiling and you literally cannot relate to them anymore. I want to make a video about friendship breakups because I feel like recently I went through one that was really difficult for me. And I'm still friends with this person, but like we sort of shifted our friendship a lot, and it was honestly, admittedly, really difficult for me. And I had to actually sit in therapy and be like, I know this is weird, but I need to talk about a friendship. And she was like, it's not weird. Friendships are relationships and they impact us greatly. And anyway, my point is, I feel like that friendship hit a wall, right? It hit the ceiling. And I couldn't relate to this friend anymore. And it's not because they're not good enough and I'm too good and I'm growing so fast. I feel like people just grow differently. Sometimes things can hit for you really young. I think I grew up really quickly. I kind of like went clubbing and did all of that really young. And then I hit 18 and I really started growing quickly. And I moved out of home quickly and I pay all my bills by myself. Whereas there are some friends that I have that don't really start growing until they're like 27, you know what I mean? And it's not because I'm better than them, it's just different. We are all so different. Sabrina Carpenter is what, 25? And she's a millionaire and she's popping off right now. And there's no point in me sitting around comparing myself to her because like I will get my moment when I get it, whenever the universe feels like I'm ready for it, right? People are in such different places and sometimes these friendships can't offer us anything anymore because they have grown in a completely different direction. And that doesn't mean they won't come back and you guys can never relate again. It's just like, for the time being, maybe you need to cut some people out of your life. I don't usually go off a script, but today's video I had a lot of notes and I want to read something that I wrote down. I wrote down the main vehicle in which we all grow as human beings is through relationships, but sometimes we have grown and learned all we can from a situation. Anyway, I feel like that was a very serious video. I don't know, was it? Kind of, but I just think it's something that you guys need to hear. And I love when people comment on my videos saying like, this is perfect timing. If you want to listen to these videos when you're driving, I have my podcast, It's Not That Deep, available on Spotify. I know that some of you want it on Apple Music and I'm working on it, okay? But yeah, it's on Spotify. So that's going to be linked down below along with my Instagram and my TikTok. The audio from this video will be on Spotify as well under the same title. It's just a solo episode, but I also have a co-host and we sit together and we film episodes together, and we're going to start again in a few weeks and it's going to be super regular. So I'm really excited for that. I just want to say thank you so much to you guys for being here, for watching and for supporting. It means absolutely everything to me. I hope you guys liked today's video. I know it was a bit of a cutthroat one, but I feel like it's just what some of you needed to hear. And I needed to hear it too. Sometimes I don't feel amazing and I don't always wake up looking great, feeling great. Do you know what I mean? I'm a human being. I feel so clapped sometimes, and even mentally I feel clapped. And then filming these videos reminds me of who I am and what I believe. Sometimes we just need to remember what we believe. All of this stuff that I've just said, I truly believe that you guys already know all of this, but you just need some reassurance. You know what I mean? Anyway, the sun has gone down and I have a Pilates class coming up. So I will speak to you guys very soon, and I will have new episodes up for you every single week. I love you guys so much. Don't ask me what day, okay? I keep announcing days for videos and it just doesn't work for me. I'm just gonna try and be really consistent. All right, like at least once a week. And I really want to be uploading more than once a week, but fingers are crossed because I have a new editor now. So don't ask me what day, but just know the videos are coming. So subscribe to this channel so that when a new video comes up, you'll get the notification. You know what I mean? I love you guys. And also please comment on this video and tell me where in the world you're from, because I love reading all the comments. Leave me a comment if you have any questions as well, or any future video ideas for me, okay? I love you guys, and I will speak to you very soon.